All right, guys, welcome to our special Thursday night next level leadership training with someone who's become a really good friend of mine over the past couple of years. I really can't say enough about this guy. I've gotten personal coaching from him. He's helped me tremendously. I've seen him speak at 3 conventions now. He's an outstanding speaker and trainer in the industry for over 30 years now. Is that right? And
I think you just went mute on us. Oh, there you are.
I'm not muted, right? Todd Falcone is just an unbelievable trainer and speaker. So I asked him to come on to the call tonight to help us all with leadership training and to have that conversation with just all of us leaders on the things that we need to be trained on. So Todd, I'm going to hand it over to you because I don't want to waste time with me talking. So I'll just hand it right over.
It's all good, man. What's up, you guys? Happy holidays. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see all my Daily Choice HempWorks friends. What's up? What's up? What's up? Sonia's in her holiday garb. I like it. I like it. All right, Jerry, thank you so much for having me. I'm going to dig in, and we're just going to have a chat tonight, kind of an adult discussion, if you will. Obviously, you guys are here because you want to figure this game out. You want to win big. Is that right? Is that correct? Yes, yes, yes? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about it. First of all, I think the overall subject matter is how do you create momentum in this business? And then how do you keep it, or how do you get it back if you lost it? Okay. So, look, okay. First of all, I'm going to say this. You guys have heard me say this on the last. If you see me in the last 3 national conferences, I've said it. I'll say it again. You represent a kick butt brand. Okay, multiple brands actually, and you should be proud to represent what you represent. I know you guys had new announcements with the mantra and the travel and all of that, but you know, just looking for example, I know the kind of the center point, I'm sure for most people is the HempWorks side of the business. I mean, obviously you've got multiple brands, but the biggest part of that, of all of the brands under the My Daily Choice umbrella, is HempWorks. Is that right? We know it is. I mean, you guys are crushing it in the CBD space. So in my opinion, well, first of all, I get to view all these different companies in network marketing. I've spoken for other CBD companies, and I don't see anybody that's doing anything even remotely close to you guys sales volume wise. I don't even outside of network marketing, I don't see anybody selling more CBD than HempWorks. And to me, that's a pretty amazing sign. The timing of Josh and Jenna coming out with CBD, the compensation plan, the marketing systems that you have. And I realize, Canada is not happening. I see the comment already. But here's the deal. You guys are in front of one of the single biggest trends that you will ever see in your lifetime. I talked about this at your national conference. If you missed it, I'm gonna say it again. You guys are in front of one of the biggest trends at the absolute right time with the right company, and you should be paddling your asses off to do whatever you possibly can to make sure you capture as large of a market share as possible as you grow this business. It's not automatic just because CBD is big and everybody wants CBD, and just because, My Daily Choice is crushing it does not mean that you're going to crush it. You have to step up to the plate and start swinging. And here's the deal. How do you develop momentum in your business? What is momentum anyhow? Momentum is growth upon growth, of compounded growth upon growth, and you're seeing massive new amounts of new people and excitement and all sorts of things happening, sales volume increasing. How do you think that happens? That happens by you going and looking in the mirror and asking yourself, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're the person that is responsible for creating the momentum in your organization. And I'm gonna ask you to be honest with yourself. I'm not gonna ask you to come public. I don't need to hear like this is what I've been doing or not doing. You be honest with yourself about this business and about the actions that you've been taking in this business. There's only 2 things that we do in network marketing, okay? Number 1 is we bring in customers, and number 2, we bring distributors in, okay? We bring them in, and the other thing is we keep them in, okay? Right? If we really bare bones simplified what network marketing is, we only do two things. We get them in and we keep them in, right? Can you think of anything else there is? I mean, what about Facebook Lives, Todd? Doesn't matter. That might be part of what you do, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is getting people in and keeping them in. So what you've got to be doing is going, okay, if I want my check to increase, if I want to create momentum in my organization, or if I want to get back momentum in my organization, I need to get my butt in gear. How many people have you recruited in the last 30 days? I'll tell you, I mean, here's what happens. And this is a prevalent issue in network marketing. People get too comfy. They think they've made it. They make a little bit of money. They get a little bit of volume, maybe get to some level. They're making more money than they've ever made in their life. And they're like, oh my God, I've made it. Oh yeah, I'm on easy street. And they get to $15,000 a month and they're like, oh yeah, I've made it. And they stop recruiting and they stop doing the things that got them there in the first place. They haven't even come close to have made it yet. Maybe you've made it in terms of your mind. You're like, man, I've made it. Man, I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life. I've never seen this happen before. But let me just tell you something. It can disappear as quickly as it appears. And I'd hate to see you have it disappear in a company that's doing as well as HempWorks My Daily Choice is doing. So what I would really encourage you to do is get real with you. Get real with yourself and go, what have I done lately? Okay? I can't tell you how many conversations that I've had with people that, you know, have made money in network marketing only to have it all fall apart on them. Like, I'm sick of this whole, you know, hey, work, like network marketing has been promoted. There's a book. In fact, I have a friend that authored it, The 4-Year Career. I'm not knocking him for the title of the book, but the reality is people talk about, oh, just come in, work for a few years and then lay back and enjoy your retirement and just chill out for the rest of your life. Like, you know what? Most of the very successful network marketers that I know are still working 10, 15, 20, 30 years later. That doesn't mean that, oh, you mean that this takes work, Todd? Hell yes, it takes work. It takes dedication. It takes commitment. It takes you busting through your fears. It takes you pushing past bad days. It takes you recovering from a distributor that quit your organization. It takes you getting back in gear if you got yourself and put yourself into neutral and started coasting, or worse, put the brakes on. The only way for you to create momentum is for you to get your butt in gear. How many people did you recruit this last month? Who's willing in the comments? I'm curious, since we're all leaders. How many people did you recruit last month? Put it in the comments. Oh, here we go. Be honest. How many people did you recruit last month? Okay, 1 isn't enough. Sorry, Nikki. Love you, but 1's not enough. 0, Heather, not close to enough. 6, Jerry, good. 3, all right, whoever that is. 0, 0, 2, 1. Look. 4, okay, look, we got to get, look, there's where the momentum needs to take place. Keep the numbers coming, be honest. Every single month, you should be recruiting new people. You should be doing everything you can to put as many new people as you possibly can in the business. I think we can get to a point where we bring in too many people, or like if you put in 75 people, it would be pretty hard to launch 75 people in the business. But every single month, you should be putting new people in the business every single day. In fact, I did a radio interview a while back, and I don't remember if I actually shared this story with you guys. But you know, this guy asked me this question. He said, "How come you've never had an implosion in 30 years? How have you not had a crap year in 30 years? How have you not had a complete?" Because I have so many friends. I've had roller coaster rides in network, ups and downs, and around the corners, and all this crazy stuff. I've never had that. I've had boom, 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 consistent year in and year out. Why? Here's why. Number 1, because I never let a day pass without some type of revenue producing activity. You should never, not one single solitary person on this Zoom tonight, you should never have a day where you go step up to the plate in your business and you don't introduce someone new to the business, someone new to the product. What the heck else are you doing? Tell me what else is taking up all of your time where you're not taking the time to go put new people in. And I have a very intense tone because right now, the timing ain't going to get better. You're never going to have a better time in history with this company than right now. The people that paddle hard, that work their tails off, that hustle, that sacrifice, that put the work in, that don't think, oh my God, I've made it because I finally hit 5K. I'm going to go take a nap. You can't take a nap at 5K. You can take a nap at 500K. All right? But not until then. Yeah, okay, so you hit 25K. Cool. Take your honey out for a weekend and get your ass back to work the next day. You hit 50K. Okay, cool. Go take a little couple day vacation and get your ass back to work Monday and get after it again. People, like this dude calls me up. I'm going to tell you a couple quick stories. This one guy calls me up. He calls me up October 15th, 2016. And he says, he calls me up and he's whining. Like I can tell from the tone of his voice. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you? I'll get into what's the best way to recruit people. Don't worry, Heather. And like he called me like in this whiny voice. And he's like, dude, what's good out there? And I know what the question he's asking me is like, what's hot? What's the newest? And I know everything. And I'm like, bro, before we get into what's good out there, let's talk about the tone of your voice. What's up with you, man? He's, business isn't going good. And I met this guy on a cruise ship. I said, are you still with the same company? He said, yeah, I'm still with the same company. I'm like, okay, well, I know that the company he's in is cranking, and obviously he ain't because he's whining to me. I said, listen, let me ask you this question. Remember, this is October 15th, 2016. I go, how many people have you put in this year? And he goes, well, how many people joined my team? Did I ask you how many people joined your team? What did I ask you? How many people did you put in this year? And he's like, well, and he's hemming and hawing, and I'm about ready to like stab him with my pen through the telephone. I'm like, bro, answer the question. You're calling me asking for advice in a whiny voice, and you want help. I'll help you, but don't like not answer my question if I'm asking you a question. He goes, well, probably around 4. I'm like, you put 4 people in this year? I'm freaking exhausted. I mean, I'm so tired. I feel like taking a nap because you've worked so hard to put 4 people in 10 and a half months. I go, okay, how many people have you put in the deal in the 9 years you've been in? He's like, you mean how many total people have joined? I'm like, dude, don't even go there. I said, if I ask you a question, answer the question. He goes, well, I probably put in 9.5 years, like maybe 45 people. Is there anybody on this Zoom that can tell me in 9.5 years, 45 people is a lot? Maybe 45 people a year, but not 45 people in 9.5 years. And then my last question, which really pissed me off, was how much time do you put in your business? You're full-time, right? You don't have a job. This is your full-time deal. I go, how much time you put in? And he goes, well, probably like, maybe 10 or 15 hours a week. Are you serious? You're like less than a part-time network marketer. And you're coming to me bitching and complaining about you needing to find a new deal when the answer's in the mirror. You're not even working. The reason most people fail in network marketing, and I'll be really straight with you, is they just don't do the work. They just don't do the work, and it is work. And the work that we put in is we got to hustle, and we got to go sponsor people, and we got to put people on our product, and we got to be introducing people to this business. That's what we do. What else is there? Yeah, okay, personal development. Yeah, I need to grow me. Sure. But that's not going to take away from your production time. Oh, I need to work with my team. Cool. You need to work with the productive people on your team. We'll talk about that because that was one of the questions that came up. But you've got to make sure you're focusing on what matters the most. What matters the most is personal production. I got a girl that called me 2 weeks ago. She's been in her company 4.5 years. She made $1.5 million, 4.5 years. Is that pretty good? That's pretty good. She was making $50,000 a year before. 4.5 years, she made $1.5 million. She's looking for a job right now. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? You made $1.5 million in 4.5 years, and you were making 50 G's a year maybe before, and now you're looking for a job? You want to know why she's looking for a job? Because she went into management mode. She went into what I call the kiss of death. You guys have heard me talk about it in network marketing. She stopped recruiting. She just started working with her team, managing her team. We don't manage anybody. We lead a team. One of the questions was, I remember, how to manage your time, managing your team. We don't manage the team. You lead your team. There's no managing at all. You work with the people that are showing up, and the ones that aren't showing up, so what? Go find somebody else who will. But they're not showing up. Well, nobody on my team is working. Cool. I was in that place, so I just put more people in that would work. And some of those people didn't work or they got lazy, so I'm going to go find somebody else and put somebody else in. You're always having to replace people. And I'm not saying you can't enjoy like your time and have a good time and enjoy the money that you're earning. Of course you can. You can take a day off whenever you want to take a day off, and you can play when you want to play. You can work when you want to work. It's your schedule. It's your life. But you can't go into like sitting in the passenger seat, sitting in the back seat, taking your hands off of the wheel, putting it into neutral. You got to be in the driver's seat with your foot to the floor, man. Especially now, because you're never going to see timing like this ever again in CBD. Never again will you see timing like this in CBD. You're at the forefront, and you are the single biggest target. By the way, you're also a target of everybody else's bullshit. Oh, HempWorks, blah, blah, blah. HempWorks, no. You know what? They're fucking jealous is what they are. Okay, sorry, but they're just jealous. They're jealous because they're getting their asses kicked. And they're like, oh, let me talk smack about, you know what? I don't like naysayers. I wouldn't even like look at the sales volume. You guys are going to do like 200 million this year. Forget about anybody who's like some other company talking shit about HempWorks. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They don't. Sorry for the language, but this just pisses me off. Like, you guys are in too good of a deal. Josh and Jen are too cool of people for you guys to be lazy and sitting on your asses doing nothing. You need to get back in. If you've lost, momentum, or your check has slipped, or you missed rank, you hit rank and then you didn't hit rank again. The reason you hit rank again is because you hit rank and then you stopped. That's the truth. You hit whatever K and you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to coast for a little while. You hit rank and you keep going. You don't stop at rank. Yeah, okay, high five, celebrate, go out to dinner, get your butt back to work the next day. And again, I'm not saying you can't like, oh my God, Todd, you mean I gotta just work? Is this I gotta just work my butt off? Yeah, you do. But the rewards of you working are gonna far outweigh what you can do. Consider having to go to work for. I can't even imagine going to work for somebody else after being self-employed for 30 years. Are you kidding me? Once you get a taste for this, how could you ever go back to working for somebody else? None of you should ever be in the position to having to go back to work for somebody else. If you do this right, and you're smart with your money and you don't go blow it like a bunch of stupid networkers do. They go spend all their money. They think they've made it and they're like, I'm going to go buy this. Like, if you can't pay cash for it, don't buy it. Like, if you're going to go buy your new car, you're going to go I'm going to get a $1,500 payment so I look cool. You buy a lesser car, one that you can afford, because obviously you can't afford it if you got a $1,500 a month car payment. That's stupid, right? And then, because what happens? Your check might adjust. And you know what? You're not going to have growth months every single month. Even if you're pushing, even if you're hustling, you're not going to have growth months. You're going to have somebody who quits. You're going to have people who quit this deal. You're going to have people that go to your competitor. They're stupid for doing it. I think it's hilarious. Like, if somebody leaves HempWorks and goes to another CBD company, good luck. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Mwah. Have fun. Right? You ain't going to get it any easier. Not going to get a better compensation plan. You're not going to get better corporate leadership. You're not going to get better at anything. You've got the best of the best right now. But again, it's not going to happen unless you get into action. So every day, I mean, we're getting ready to move into 2020. It's a new year and it's a new decade. I would hope that you would get yourself into the driver's seat and say, I'm going to go smoke this year. I'm going to work harder than I've ever worked. I'm going to hustle harder than I've ever hustled. I'm going to prospect more than I've ever prospected. I'm never going to have a month with 0, with 1, with 2. Honestly, if you're look, don't get mad at me. I see the numbers and I hope that it makes you a little bit uncomfortable, because the only way for you to change is for you to be a little bit uncomfortable. For you to go, you know what? Yeah, I don't really like putting the 2 up there, or the 0, or whatever the figure is. It's time for me to get my butt in gear. January is coming. People are looking for life change. Everybody wants to be in the CBD business. Do you understand that? Do you know how hard it is? Most of you don't even know this. I attempted to launch a CBD company. It was such a pain in the ass that we basically stopped the company. I'm a smart guy. I have lots of money. I've got resources. We couldn't even get the company launched And you know, the other thing is, while we were putting it together, I'm sitting there going, how the hell are we going to market it? Because I can't start a network marketing company. I'm not going to go start a network marketing company. I'm like, what are we going to do? Oh, well, we can't advertise. We can't advertise on Facebook because they think it's pot. And it's an MLM. They hate MLM. Oh, I can't advertise it on Amazon because Amazon won't let you put CBD on there. I can't advertise on Google. Where the hell am I going to advertise? And there's no chance in hell I'm going to open up a local retail CBD store in a box and sell $3,000 a month of CBD and go broke every month. The only way to sell CBD is through network marketing. That's the most powerful way. You guys have one of the highest paying compensation plans in network marketing. That in and of itself, with the marketing, with the systems, with the timing, with all that's going on with the new product extensions, should put you guys in gear. And look, I get it. I mean, sometimes maybe you kind of stepped off of it a little bit, but now it's time to step back up. And maybe some of your teammates, the volume has dissipated. You know why the volume's dissipated? Here's the deal, because they ain't working. Straight up. Like, I'm telling you, I've done this for 30 years. And I know it because I deal with people every single day. The reason somebody's business isn't working 9 times out of 10 is because they aren't working. The 1 time out of 10 is because they're just weird and they're awkward and they're creepy and nobody wants to work with them. They're just like, I'm offensive. Nobody wants to work with them because they're weird. This is a people business. This is a social business. If you're talking CBD, like I got friends of mine that want to be in a CBD business. They're like, how do I get, like people all over the US right now and abroad are going, how do I get into a CBD business? Because God knows I tried. I know other people that have tried, can't get merchanting, can't advertise. I mean, think about that too. Josh's got it dialed in with merchanting. Yeah, I mean, there are network marketing CBD companies right now that can't even get a merchant account. They can't even take the business. I know network marketing company owners that can't even get a merchant account. You guys are running hundreds of millions of dollars, or at least close to a couple $100 million through this thing. And I mean, what's stopping you? What are you afraid of? You afraid of being judged? Get over it. They're judging you already. Even if you don't take a deal to them, they're judging you. And if they're going to go, oh, you're going to bring me, what? Oh, obviously, you're not really my friend. Goodbye. Click. Thank you. They're going to make fun of you for doing something. You know what? They're just stupid for not having an open mind and understanding how amazing network marketing is. And if somebody puts down network marketing and they're like, I would never touch an MLM. I'm like, too bad for you, brother. I'm sorry that you're so closed-minded that you won't even take a look at one of the greatest vehicles to create wealth that's ever been around, period. So the way momentum is created is through massive action. And if you want your people to do more, they got to see you stepping up your game. You got somebody who's not producing, oh, my business isn't growing. My volume, sales are declining. Okay, well, what'd you do the last month? Nothing. You realize that's what the deal is. If you got people that are on your team that are coming to you complaining, if you go back and say, what'd you do in the last 30 days? Like, remember the example I was just giving you about my friend from October 15, 2016? I'm like, okay. I mean, literally, like I got people who call me all the time, right? I'm known as the network marketing therapist. I got top earners from all over the world that call me because they know that they can tell me something and it ain't going to leave my household. And my wife knows it. I mean, I'm not even talking about, I'm talking about just phone calls. Hey, Todd, can you help a brother out? Or can I share something with you? Or I got a question. I'm struggling with this. I mean, I got the biggest earners in the business that come to me. I know all their problems. You never will, because I would never share them with you. And that's why they continue to bring me their challenges, because they know that they can trust me. And the biggest challenge with most people is they get comfortable. They go into management mode. And the only way out of a slump, a slow spot, a doldrum is for you to recruit your way out of it, for you to promote your way out of it. I mean, Heather asked the question. What was the question earlier? Like, well, who do I talk to? Or what was the question? Let me go back to it. Let me see if I can go find that question. Hold on. Where'd it go? Let me see where to go. Hold on. Hang on. Hold on. Don't worry. I'm still here. I'm good. Give me a chance to breathe for a moment. Then I'm fine. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, what's the best way to recruit people? Any way you can find. Online, offline, I don't care. Human beings are everywhere. Like I could sit here and give you 50 ideas. Yeah, you could do it on Facebook. I could say hi to people. I can get involved in meetups. You got to be doing something every day from a lead generation standpoint too. What are you doing to meet new people? What are you doing to connect and engage with new people? That's a daily activity. I did a video a couple weeks ago on 5 things every network marketer should do daily. You can find it on my blog at my website if you haven't seen that video. But look, there's too many ways for you to meet new people anywhere you go. If you're struggling with trying to talk to people or find people, and you want to talk to good people, I know Jerry's been doing this for a while. My recruiting professionals course would be a great choice for you. If you're struggling with, I don't have people to talk to, or I don't have good people to talk to, that will definitely put you in the position of having literally a never-ending supply of individuals to talk to about your business. If you want to know about that, I'll give you if you can write this down. It's a pre-recorded webinar. I do a handful of times a week. It's toddfalcone.com/pros, PROS, TODDFALCONE.com/pros, PROS. You can watch that. By the way, even if you don't buy the course, which you should, if you really want to understand how to do it, even if you don't buy the course, it will blow your mind when I give you this one example, and Jerry knows what I'm talking about. You guys have missed opportunities that are literally underneath your nose every single day. You're not even seeing them as opportunities. You're just literally walking right by them, passing them by, not even thinking, oh, could that be a HempWorks distributor? Could that be my next 500K? You're not even seeing, it's right in front of you. You're actually seeing it, but you're not recognizing it as an opportunity. I'm telling you, just that point alone will open up your eyeballs if you go watch that webinar. I don't have the time to get into that tonight because I got another training I'm doing tonight at 7, and I'm going to have to take a little rest after you guys. So if you don't like the way your business is trending and you got people that are complaining where they're not, they don't feel like their business is going in the right direction, it comes down to them really not doing the work. Because now here's the thing. If you got somebody that's truly working their tail off and they're hustling, they're legitimately hustling. Like, hey, Todd, look, I've done like 200 reach outs this month for my HempWorks business and nobody's signed up. I'm like, well, you must be offending everybody. There must be something that you're doing that is pissing people off, because I don't see how you could go approach 200 people and not one person be interested in joining the hottest CBD business on the planet right now. You get what I'm saying? Do you feel me? How could you possibly do the work and not actually get the result? So, and by the way, and if that is the case, if you're a person who's hustling and you're not getting the result, you want to find out why, record some of your calls. One of the most eye-opening things, and like, you know what, I can sit here and tell you guys what to do, and it's so funny. Like when I do teaching, like I got no reason to lead you astray. Why would I want to lead you astray? Does it serve any purpose for me? Does it serve me any purpose to lead you astray? It serves zero purpose whatsoever. So years ago, and this is an example, like here's the deal. If you don't think, like, I sucked at network marketing when I started. I couldn't sponsor anybody. I was nervous. I was scared. I was afraid of what people would think of me. I was afraid that, me being the 22-year-old kid and me calling a bunch of people that were older, why would they listen to me? Because I'm broke. I have no money in my bank account. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I drive a crappy car. I have literally one suit that I can afford that I bought from May Company for $200, which is a joke. A $200 suit's not a good suit, just so you know, unless you go to Thailand to buy it. That's a good place to buy suits, by the way. And I'm sitting here starting my career, sweaty, nervous wreck, but I was hungry. How hungry are you? Are you hungry enough to push past the fear? Are you hungry enough to work on your skills? Are you hungry enough to get past the stuttering that I had, and I'm not even a stutterer. I literally stuttered. I'm like, oh my God, I'm 22. I'm starting my network marketing career. I don't stutter, but I stuttered because I was so nervous. And then I made a call, but I made another call, and then I made another call, and I wasn't comfortable, and I was sweating, and I was nervous, and I made another call, and I made another call, and I didn't feel good, and I had butterflies in my stomach, but I wanted what was so bad on the other side of that fear that I was willing to push through the fear. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. How do you get good at something? You do it. You can't get good at the thing that you never do. By the way, let me just tell you something. There's no place right now, especially in this Zoom with you guys that are leaders, there's no place for victim mentality. Oh, woe is me. Oh, but Todd, you just don't understand. I'm so scared. Todd, I'm an introvert. Well, fine. Be an extrovert for a moment. You know Eric Worre? You guys know who Eric Worre is? He's the number one speaker in network marketing. He beats me. I'll just say that. I think I'm a better speaker. Don't tell him I said that. I think I'm funnier. I already know I'm funnier. But here's the deal. He's a straight up introvert. He is a straight up introvert. But an introvert can turn on the extrovert anytime they want. So what? You're shy? Good. Stop being shy and start saying hi. You got to turn it on. Like, you're a human being. You can do anything you want to do. If you want something bad enough, like, here's the thing. What if, like, let me paint a picture for you, okay? Let me paint this picture. What if this was your only source of income? For some of you it is, for some of you it's not. What if there was only one source of income and you had to feed your family from this deal, otherwise you ain't gonna eat? What would you do differently would be my question. What if you're a shy person and the only opportunity on planet Earth was this? You think you'd starve? You think you'd be like, oh, I'm just shy. I'm afraid to talk to people. You're like, no, hell no. I got to eat, man. I'm going to open up my mouth and I'm going to say something. I got kids to feed. I got to keep a roof over my head. That's my responsibility as a parent. I can't be like a shy introvert. I got to go pull out the extrovert. Hey, get out. Come on out. It's time for, yeah. Okay. There you are. Hi, how you doing? You would do what you'd come out swinging and fighting because your life, your very existence depended on it. And if you want your very existence, if you want to be free for good, then you have to act as if your life depends on it. My question to you guys is this, straight up. You don't need to answer me, but let's look at the last 90-day window coming out of conference, right? Over the last 90 days, have you been acting daily as if your life depends on it? If not, then that needs to change, because your life will never depend on it unless you act as if your life depends on it. And I know this is a pretty hard message. This isn't like, what happened to really fun, easy Todd? What happened to sweet, really nice Todd? I'm coming to you from love. I'm coming to you because I want to see you win. You're in the catbird seat, man. You're in a great deal. You got great owners. You got great products. You got products that work. My God, my knee right now, I get to go ski tomorrow as long as my flu is 100% gone. I started getting bursitis in my knee. I was like, man, I got to take some more CBD. So I massively upped my CBD. I'm all of a sudden, hey, my knee doesn't hurt anymore. By the way, this new packaging rocks, doesn't it? How do you like the new packaging? It's pretty good. What, Todd has HempWorks products? Yeah, I do. I'm a customer. How do you like that? How do you like them apples? If you want your life to depend on it, you gotta finish every day and go, would I hire me? Based on how I showed up today, would I hire me? Stop dilly-dallying around waiting for people to come to you. Post and pray. I think prayer is great, but posting and praying ain't great. Waiting for business to come your way is not a strategy for success. You got to go get the business. You got to do whatever you can to go get the business. We can open up to some questions at the tail end of this thing if we want, Jerry. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But look, whatever you got to do to get your head in the game. You know, I mean, honestly, sometimes you need a little push, right? Sometimes you need a little nudge. Like I've been doing, I'll tell you something. I do yoga like 5-6 days a week. I've been doing it this is my third season of yoga in my life. I had one season that was about 6 months. It was a real short season. And then about a few years later, I did like 3 months of yoga. It was even shorter season. And, you know, about 10 months ago, I was like, man, I'm waking up like, you know, I'm not going to use the word OLDer, but I'm aging, right? And so I wake up stiffer than I used to. I'm like, what the hell is this stiffness thing all about? Like, I'm 52. I'm like, what? I'm supposed to be springing out of bed, feeling all limber, feel great. I'm waking up. I'm like, man, it takes me a little bit to like get lubed up and get moving. So I'm like, I'm going to start doing yoga again. So I started doing yoga. I get up at 5:20 in the morning and I'm in my yoga class at 6 a.m. And I've been doing that like 5-6 days a week for like 9 months. And let me tell you something, yoga ain't easy. Okay. First of all, like I didn't even like it. If you've never done yoga, it ain't easy. You like some people are like, oh, yoga, you're just sitting there stretching, you know, whatever. Like, yeah, okay, you go do yoga then. Come on to my class and let's see how you do. I've taken a few people and it's just like, oh man, that's hard. And the thing about yoga class, and I'm using this analogy because like if I sat here in my office and I did yoga, I'd give up on myself. That'd be easy. I'd be like, oh, I can't. I'm just going to lay down. I'm going to get into the child's pose. But like when you're in class and you got 25 other people holding triangle pose and you're holding triangle pose, like I'm not going to get a full triangle pose, but if I'm in triangle pose, right? This is weird. Just go with it. And I'm sitting here in triangle pose. I'm not going to get in a full triangle pose. Let me see if I can get into it. And you're stretching. It's making me sweat already. And this instructor is making us hold triangle pose for an extended period of time. And I can see the whole class and nobody else is falling down. My mind is saying, Todd, lay down. Dude, just give in. Oh my God, sweat's dripping off of my body, falling onto, I can just falling off of my body. It's so great to sweat that much yoga. I'm sitting there and my legs literally trembling. The muscles are twitching and I just want to fall. And then, damn it, I got the instructor right behind me. She's standing right behind me, like right next to my mat. And she's making us hold this position. And I'm like looking at the whole class. And I'm going, I know I can feel the instructor right behind me. I want to give in, but I'm not going to give in. The dynamics of being in a class like that. How many of you ever worked out with a trainer before? You have to, you can't lay back with your trainer. I used to do weight lifting with this guy, Lee Ramos. You can't go one. He's like, dude, really? You got 14 more, push it. And I would have the best workouts of my life because I got a coach working right on top of me. So, and then in a workout class, whether it's Zumba, spin, kickboxing, yoga, whatever it is, that group dynamic forces you to do more. I have an opportunity for you guys, and I'll talk about that at the tail end of tonight, how you can be in my yoga class for business. I'll just call it that. I guarantee you'll do more by doing what I'm going to share with you at the tail end of this thing. But sometimes we need a little help, right? Some of you don't have that discipline yet in your business. Like, you know, I used to believe in, you know, you heard the phrase, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Ever heard that phrase? How you do one thing is how you do everything. I don't believe that's true because I've seen really, really fat, out of shape businessmen that make millions of dollars and they don't take care of their bodies, but they're wealthy in business. And then I've had people that take care of their bodies, but they're lazy with their business. I've had people who are really great in their home relationships, but they're awful in their fitness. It's not how you do one thing is not how you do everything. And so some of you, I don't know how disciplined you are. I have no problem being disciplined because here's the other thing. When you get to a point in this business where you're like, okay, I ain't getting a job ever again. That's just simply not an option. Falling apart or crumbling at the seams ain't an option. You stay in action. Like I get my butt out of bed early in the morning. I'm back here at the office by 7:45, ready to roll, showered, done with yoga, ready to rock the day. and crystal clear minded after a yoga class, by the way. I come back from yoga. My wife's getting the kids off to school. She's all stressed out. I'm like, oh, namaste, baby. Namaste. That's okay. I'm going up to the office. You stress out with the kids. I'm upstairs. I'm going to go start my day. Namaste. And she's like, rah, right? And then she goes to her 9:30 TRX class, and then she gets her groove on. But look, if you've lost momentum, the only way to get it back is to get yourself back into phase one, which is personal recruiting and bringing in new customers. That's the name of the game. You should never stop that, by the way. I don't think there's ever a time where you should lay back and go, you know what, I'm just working with my team. That's the worst mistake you could ever make, you guys. That's the worst mistake you could ever make. And I understand the bigger your team gets, the more demands on your time. Those whiny people on your team, it's not happening fast enough. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like this person or the way they do this or that. Man, whatever. You don't have time for politics. You only have time for production. Somebody who's showing up, if you're showing up, I'll work with you. If you're not showing up, I ain't working with you. I'm going to go work with somebody else. I'm not going to worry about you. If you decide that you want to show up and play the game and follow the system and follow the processes, I'll work with you. But if you're going to sit there and whine and complain, I got no time for it. There's no time for complaining. There's no time for victiming. I don't know everything. I don't either. I don't understand. We'll go look for the answer. I don't know how to do it. Well, let's figure it out then. Want to get good? Practice. And the thought that I didn't finish was, look, like if you're doing the work and you're not getting the result, then some of the calls that you're making. I mean, if you're talking to a bunch of people and nobody's signing up, you're doing something wrong. You're saying something wrong. You're doing something that's not right. So record yourself. Then you can listen and you can go, oh my gosh, I'm sitting here interrupting the person. Every single time they say something, I'm interrupting them. Oh, that's why they're not joining. Or you're talking too much. Talk. I talked so much business out the door in my early days of being in network marketing. It was ridiculous. I mean, it's not about being a great talker. It's about being an exceptional listener and hearing what people have to say. But again, what we do in the business is simple. It comes down to, if you're going to grow a business, you got to go grow the business. You got to put people in on the products, put people into the business. And look, there's weight loss companies out there and there's a lot of fat people in America. So you know what? There's a big need for weight loss companies. And there's a lot of, bringing this up because somebody brought up the question about, what was the question? How do you grow in a saturated market? We ain't saturated. It ain't saturated. It's not even close to saturated. Go out on the streets of your town and go ask 100 people, hey, you ever heard of HempWorks? Nope. Nobody's heard of HempWorks. You ever heard of HempWorks? Nope. Saturated. The company's not even remotely close to saturated. How do you build in a saturated market? I saw that question, and I'm not saying it's a stupid question, but you know what? It's not saturated. It's not even close to saturated. How do you differentiate yourself? Be cool to people. Be committed. Be responsible. If you say something, show up. Be different than everybody else. Care more than other people do. Follow up faster than other people do. Be more professional than other people are. You got the tools, you got the products, you've got the leadership, you've got the compensation plan, you've got the advantage of being ahead of everybody else. You guys are literally the leader in the CBD space. Do you understand that? Josh is a smart, I was going to say smart mofo, but he is just smart, man. That guy, I had a chance to, he is so freaking smart. I don't know if you spent much personal time with him or not. I have a lot. He is smart. And Jenna, she's a firecracker, man. She is awesome. Those two together and the corporate team, it's everything that you need to go crush this thing is right in front of you. Maybe you need a little discipline. Maybe you need a little yoga class. Maybe you need somebody like me pushing you for 90 days. I guarantee you, if I pushed you for 90 days, you'll do more. You would do more and by the way, I'm a nice butt kicker. I do it very sweetly and gently. I don't bite. My intensity again tonight is driven by my desire to see you guys win. You guys are in such a great deal. I mean, truth be told, if I wasn't so deep into training for 15 years, I'd be coming in over here and rocking this thing. But, I do what I do, so that's the deal. But I'd come over and flat crush it. There wouldn't be a person I wouldn't talk to about this. I don't care who they were. I'd be talking to them. I would talk to anybody. Hey, do you know anything about CBD? Nope. You want to know? Yeah, I'm going to tell you whether you want to know or not. Let's go. Hey, I represent the number one CBD company in the marketplace. Hey, I got a video. I want you to go watch this. Go take this for a tour. I talk to anybody, anywhere, at any time. Everybody wants CBD. I don't care what demographic we're talking about. My 76-year-old mother-in-law is taking this stuff. She never smoked weed in her life. My 84-year-old father-in-law, retired Air Force colonel from Oklahoma, Church of Christ, is taking CBD every day. I'm like, Joe, that's weed, right? He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, I always tease him like, hey, Joe, you're taking weed, man. So funny, because neither of them have ever in their life ever even marijuana. They're like, they never touched that plant. Such a beautiful plant, isn't it? I mean, thank God the plant has been unleashed, been held captive for far too long. Which, by the way, is one of the reasons why there's so many people that want to take part in this business, because the plant has been held captive for so long, and now it's no longer being held captive. So massive action, massive results. Looking in the mirror every day, asking yourself, what did I do today? Never letting a day pass without doing some type of personal revenue producing activity. That's how you develop momentum. You want your team to do more? Go kick some butt and they'll do more. And the ones that won't, and that's fine. You'd have already replaced them anyhow, and you won't worry about it. You won't worry about the first person that's like, oh, my team isn't growing. Okay, well, what have you done lately? Nothing. Okay, well, when you decide you want to get your team to grow, then maybe you can get your butt back to work. Oh, geez, that's kind of harsh. Well, the reason your team's not growing is because you ain't working. And as soon as you want to show up and start working again, I'll work with you. I'll dig in with you. I'll dive in with you. But if you're not working, I'm going to go find somebody else who will. And sometimes we recruit our friends and people that we love, and then they're lazy and they don't do anything. I'm not worried about that. I'm like, if I recruited my best buddy and my best buddy's sitting on his butt not doing anything, okay, so what? I'm going to go find another best buddy who's going to go do it, or I'll make another best buddy. I've recruited tons of people that have never done anything. I learned a long time ago, you work with the people that deserve your time. If you got a problem with some issue with the company, call the company. My complaint department's closed. I don't deal with it. Call the company. What? But you're my sponsor. Yeah, I'm your sponsor, but I'm not going to take your complaints. If you got an issue with something, well, I got to complain about somebody on the downline. Well, work it out. Work out your differences. Figure it out. Learn to get along. We're not going to get along with everybody. There's differences in people's opinions. I will never get involved in politics in this business. You either have politics or you got production. That the both do not mix. As soon as you get into this person, that person, nobody's doing business now. Everybody's losing money. Get over it. Stop it. If you have a problem, address it quickly. Move on. If people can't get past it, okay, fine. I'm going to go find somebody who's not going to get caught in menial stupidity. And it happens all the time. I see it all the time. You guys need to absolutely get your butts in gear as we move into 2020, because the train is moving and it ain't slowing down. I was with Josh this last week, sitting right next to him at the GoPro event. Josh and Jenna were sitting next to me. I got to see some stuff that's coming up. Want me to tell you what it is? I ain't going to tell you. I would never betray Josh's trust. He knows that. You guys know that. All right, let me see some of the comments here for a second, see what's up. Hold on. take a quick pause. By the way, real quickly, while I'm doing this, while I'm looking at the comments, I want you to write this website down, toddfalcone.com/team, TEAM. Yoga is my jam. Love you, Morgan. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got some other yoga fans. That's pretty cool. Yeah, Jenna's one of my favorite people I follow on social media. She's awesome. Cindy, where do you live that CBD is not easy to talk locally? Do you live in the Bible Belt? You live in Canada? Everybody smokes weed in Canada. Everybody, like, you know, the whole country of Canada is into weed and CBD. Tell me where you live. Why is it so hard to talk to people locally? I love it when people say, people don't do network marketing in my town. I'm like, okay, I'll come to your town and make them do it.
Well, it's not that hard, I guess. Sonia paved the way. I live in the same town as she does, so I have no problems talking about with people CBD locally. I have a hard time explaining to them that I love the product and I wish we could have it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
so
but you live in
but we can't order it.
Yeah, no, I get it. So build your business in the U.S. because Canada. Here's the deal with Canada and the U.S. The Canada wants to keep their all of their marijuana and their CBD business in Canada. They don't want American businesses taking their Canadian business. That's straight up what it is. And but that's look, here's the deal. You don't need to build in your backyard. If you can build in your backyard, great. But you got a phone, you got the internet, you can build anywhere. You can build in some of these other countries that you're in and that you're going into. Most of my business I built on a national or international level. Very seldom in my entire network marketing career, except for my first 2 years, did I build a local business. I built it back in the day just with one of these things, like not even one of these, but one of these. Like that's what you call a cordless telephone. Remember these? I actually still have a landline in my house. So, and I used to have to go to payphones. I make phone calls at a payphone with a roll of quarters. And if I got a page, remember those? I got a page and I get my page and I have to go make a phone call. You know, now everybody got their phone on them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We got our phones with us at all times. This is still to this day my very best money-making tool right here. I don't sit around on social media waiting for somebody to book me as a speaking gig. I pick up the phone, I make phone calls. I bust out phone calls all day long. And here's the other thing. And I'm not saying you look, and if the other thing is this, whatever you do as we move into 2020, don't be sitting behind your computer screen thinking you're going to get rich in this business. And you're going to build a monster business and your business is going to last you hiding behind your computer screen. I'm not saying you can't be productive behind your computer screen, but you need to have some social skills. You need to be able to host a Zoom. You need to be able to sit down with somebody one-to-one and have a conversation. You need to be able to speak in front of an audience. You need to be able to be comfortable. I know that scares the crap out of some of you, like speaking in front of an audience. It's like one of the greatest fears people have. But you need what I see people doing is they're becoming so reliant on social media. And I'm not saying don't use it, but be smart about how you use it. Because in fact, well, I'll tell you this, because I actually was referring to a team. I did a Zoom and I did a Facebook Live on Tuesday last week from the airport, and that Zoom was actually. That Facebook Live was actually inspired because of a conversation with somebody I had in HempWorks where they're being taught to just straight up cold message like 10, 15, 20 people a day. And you know, if that's what you're doing, you're running the risk of damaging the entire brand. Because there's a company called It Works. Have you ever heard of It Works? It was a rap company. They're still in business, but they're banned from Facebook. Because they've abused social media so bad that even if you were my bestie, and we've known each other my whole life, and I try to Facebook message you my link. Facebook goes, oh, this violates our policies. Sorry, doesn't even send you the link. I don't want to ever see that happen for any company ever again. We got to be responsible on social media. Cold messaging people, hey, hey, I mean, they can't take my phone away from me. How many of you have been put in Facebook jail? Some of you have been put in Facebook jail. I see a couple hands. I mean, you don't literally go to jail, but they like here the other thing is people get so reliant on Facebook to build their business, and Facebook can cut you off anytime they want. So if you get too reliant on building on Facebook and you don't have other ways of doing the business, they can totally shut you down. And then you're out of business. If Facebook honestly, do you remember a couple 6 months ago when Facebook was broken? Do you remember that day? Like it was broken. It was like six months ago. Facebook was literally broken. I got nothing worked. And it was like a global panic amongst the network marketing community. That day sucked. That day was a great day for me. I spent all day that day on the phone. I was like, closed the computer, picked up the phone, had one of the most productive days. I was like, wow, I love the fact that I actually can't get on Facebook because it made me pick up the phone and have conversations, which I do every day anyhow, but it made me spend the entire day making phone calls. And I had such a productive day. Even when it wasn't broken the next day, I'm like, hey, I don't even want to get on Facebook today. I'm just going to get back up on the phone. And I'm not saying don't do it, but be smart about what you do. So real quickly, and then I'll take some questions. Listen, how many of you want to have a jamming first quarter? Raise your hands. Jamming first quarter. Jamming first quarter, okay? You need to come do A-Team with me. A-Team is a 90-day, me kind of kicking your butt a little bit, pushing you a little bit, teaching you something every single week, getting you to up your level of accountability, getting you to treat this business at the level that you need to treat it. There is an investment in it. It's always been, since I've run it, it's always been $500 to do it. We've dropped the price. It's $299. And if you're going, well, gee, man, Todd, $299, I can't afford it. If you can't throw $300 at yourself to get you better results in your network marketing business, then something desperately needs to change. I don't want to make you feel bad, but look, if $300 is that big of a deal in your life, then something desperately needs to change in your life. If $300 is that big of a deal. But the funny thing is people will go, oh no, $300, I can't do that. But then they're holding an iPhone 10 in their hands. Or they got the Gucci bag, or they got this whatever thing that they got. I had to have that. But you couldn't put $300 into a program that would set you free and get you in a massively productive state. Isn't that weird how people think that way? How about all the people that tell you they can't afford it, but they got a $1,000 phone in their hands? By the way, you might want to use that next time somebody says, and you're sitting next to them like, I can't afford it. I'm like, how the hell do you afford that telephone then? That thing's like $1,000, isn't it? That thing's $1,000. You tell me you can't afford to get into this business? How bad do you want it? I guarantee you this, you come run with me for 90 days in A-Team, I'll get you to do more. Here's the only problem. I'm running out of space. We're almost sold out for it. We start January 7th. We meet for 12 weeks. The details are on that page, toddfalcone.com/team, TEAM. If you need to, you can bust it into 2 payments. It's $299 one time, or you can bust it into 2 payments, 1 payment now, 1 payment in 30 days. We're almost sold out. I'll make this promise. You do A-Team. You finish A-Team, I guarantee you will do more. You will be more confident. You will absolutely be far more productive than without it. And you'll walk away from that experience going, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I ran with Todd in his yoga class for business for 90 days, okay? That starts on January 7th. We meet Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you miss one, fine. I record them all. You'll have access to every single one of the recordings. But if you know that you could be doing more, in fact, how many of you know, just be honest with me, how many of you by show of hands could be doing more than you are currently? How many of you? Okay. All right. If you could be doing more and you're obviously at this point not, let me help you do more. Throw a little risk, a little $300 risk, and let me push you for 90 days and in my little yoga business class. That's funny. I've never really called it a yoga business class, but I'm into yoga right now. So let's just call it that. The details are very specific on that page, toddfalcone.com/team. We are running out of space. We maxed it at 100. If you got people that are not here on this Zoom that you'd like to have run with you, go get somebody to do it with you. Go find somebody, say, hey, I'm going to do this 90-day thing with Falcone. You should run with me. Let's go do it together. I had 2 girls this last 2 quarters ago. They're like, hey, how many people we can put in? I was like, I don't know. How many you want? They put between the 2 of them, I think they put 60 of their team members in an A team. Both of them rank advanced to the top rank in their company during that particular 90-day run. The top one came back to me and she's like, you know what? She goes, neither of us would have rank advanced without this thing at that level. We both hit rank because we had so many people pushing. So if you guys want to rank advance, you want to get yourself into new habits, you want to feel more comfortable, more confident about doing the business, then you should come run with me an A team for 90 days. So, Jerry, I know we're over the top of the hour. Let me see if, God, CBD is everywhere. Gas stations. Who would buy gas station CBD? Like, is that really your customer? If you're buying gas station CBD, honestly, if you were buying gas station CBD, I'd probably say, you know what, you should probably keep buying that because you're obviously not the kind of customer that I want. Gas station CBD, you don't even know what the hell's in that stuff. Probably not CBD. Who knows what's in there? I know I've seen it at like gross gas stations too. All right, let me see a couple things. I already covered this. What to do when another company's trying to recruit your people and bash your company? Who cares? Let them bash all they want. But it's you know how bullies are? You ever get bullied as a kid? I got bullied as a kid. Thank God my kids don't get bullied. I got bullied as a kid. And you know what they're looking for? They're waiting for you to cry. That's what they're looking for. They're waiting for a reaction. And if you don't react, if a bully is picking on you and you're like, are you having fun with that? Like, is that supposed to like affect me or something? Pug, pug, little ears, little ears. So they used to call pug, pug, little ears, little ears. I got little ears. See? They're covered. I got little ears. It's all good. I don't know if I got a pug nose. I kind of got a pointy nose, but I'm fine with it. I used to be called pug, pug, little ears, and I'd cry, and I'd stop it. And they would continue to do it. And then I had a good friend of mine say, if you didn't react, they would stop. And so I just stopped reacting and responding to their stupidity, and everybody stopped picking on me. Isn't that weird? By the way, if they're picking on you, again, it's because they're jealous. And they're jealous because you guys are flat crushing it. Jerry, back to you, brother.
All right, Todd, thanks so much for taking the time to come on with us tonight. I really appreciate it. Those of you that are considering A-Team, I've done A-Team with Todd before, and it's awesome. It totally kickstarted my business, and it looks like I'll be doing it again. So if you want to do it together, reach out to me. And unless anybody else has any other questions, we're good to go for tonight.
All right, you guys. If you got a question.
Something. I know she does.
Tony's got something.
I just want to say thank you for taking time for being here, and I totally needed to hear this. You know my story, a lot of you does, and I'm stepping up big time in my leadership. So I'm definitely in for the A-Team. I actually didn't finish the last one because I had the baby last year, so I feel I have unfinished business. The first time I did it, I had a lot of haha moments. And sometimes the person you join in the company is not, well, it's never your mentor. It's not meant to be your mentor. So thank you, Todd, for being there, because you are part of this company pretty much since the first convention that we've been learning from you, and even before. So if it wasn't from you and Jerry and a lot of other people in this company that opens up and lets us get all this amazing value, I don't know where I'd be. So thank you. I got teared up a few times. I had shivers. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and thanks to all the leaders for taking time for being here. I know it's December. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday, and I appreciate, and I look forward to do some yoga with you guys.
I love you guys. I love HempWorks. You guys are awesome. Happy holidays. I want to see you guys crush it in 2020. It's time to get busy. Have a great holiday. Have a great week. Thanks for being here. Good night, everybody. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks,
Good night, guys.